Hey, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Courtney, and today I'm going to share with you one of my favorite projects I've ever done, and that is 9 projects in 9 months. When I was pregnant with my daughter Willow, I set out this goal to make something every month that I was pregnant for her, and it was such a fun project to do because every month I knew I was going to make something new. And when you're first pregnant, it's like really hard to even wrap your mind around and you don't even feel like you're pregnant. So having those little reminders and making something for Willow just made me so much more excited, and it already felt that connection early on in a different way because you can't really feel her moving yet. So I just set out to make 9 projects, and some of them are not anything special and some are my favorite things I've ever made. So I'm going to share those, and I think they've progressively got better over the months. If you want any of the tutorials, you can just comment below, and I would love to do a follow-up video with what projects were your favorite and show you how to make them yourself. So let's get started. We're going to start with the first thing I made, and it's not very special. It's just something I whipped together with stuff I already had. When you were first pregnant, fresh pregnant, I just could not keep my eyes open. It was so hard for me to do anything. So to make this project was a feat in itself. So it's, not the most special thing, but it's this little whale. I don't know what you would call it, like a teether, because she could teethe on this wood ring. But I had all of these materials. It's leather, wood, and just fabric, and I made it into a whale shape because if you know me, I love whales. So I made this while my husband was out of town and I had just found out I was pregnant. So even making this made it more exciting and kind of was this tangible reminder, and I could hold on to and be reminded of her. Okay, I don't think I'm going in order. One of the next things I made was baby booties. So I made these out of leather and fur. I also had all these materials. I have a lot of just random materials around the house. I think I missed the window of opportunity for her to wear them. I think she's already past this size, but these were fun to make, and I think they're so cute. They're a keepsake more than something she actually wore because I forgot I made them. The next thing that I made is this little Shearling bear. I got the Shearling at a leather shop. He has a little leather nose. I remember the day really vividly that I made this bear, and it's a fond memory that I have. So this next one I actually worked on for a long time. I didn't finish this in a month. I did finish it before Willow came, and it's this kantha quilt. Kantha quilt. I went to India about 9 years ago. That's how I first learned about this technique, and it's just little threads that are woven in to quilt the fabric together, and it makes a very soft, and I love the way that the fabric kind of over time gets even better because the way that it's quilted with these hand stitched details just feels so special. And I love this quilt because we use it every day. Willow has used it almost every day that she's been here. This is definitely one of my favorites, and I actually got the idea from Lindy. She is from Thin Woolen Cloth. She shares a lot of projects on her Instagram, and so that's where I got the idea, and I just love that it kind of tied in my past travels, and it was something that I could work on at months at a time and finish before Willow got here. Next quilt that I made is this one. It is a big W, and I originally made this because I thought it would be something that Willow could lay on and we could take photos on. So it's lined on the other side with gingham neutral fabric. I got the fabrics from Hobby Lobby, and then I hand stitched the W. This is actually something that I want to add to my shop. I want to create the alphabet, so I'll have the whole alphabet ready soon, hopefully for you. So this was another really fun project to make and kind of chip away at over a few months. And this is another quilt that Willow uses about every day, and so I just really love that she's kind of putting both these quilts to good use, and I've already been able to tell them become a lot softer over time, and we just carry these wherever we go. Around Christmas time, I made Willow a stocking. That was the project for December, or maybe it was November, that I made for her. So it was a quick and easy project. I had already made her a stocking, and I actually have a tutorial for this. I'll link it below on my blog. And so that was really fun to have a stocking for her on the mantle even before she was here. That was a special memory. The next two projects are ones that my husband Jordan and I worked on together for Willow. The first one is we had gone to Colorado. We both picked some wildflowers. We took some willow branches and we dried them out and pressed them. We made a little frame in her room, a scripture below, and this was a fun project to do together. I think it was Jordan's idea, so I just loved it even more because of that. And then the next thing that Jordan and I made together for Willow, we painted 2 canvases for her room. And we took some inspiration from Pinterest. We went to the store, bought all the supplies. And then before my shed was full of all my stuff, we went in there and it was kind of empty. So we propped up the canvases and just took the day to paint together. And that was just one of my favorite memories. It was towards the end of my pregnancy. We have them hanging in her room right now. And I love how they're different, but they're the same color tones. And the very last thing that we made for Willow is something Jordan and I worked on together again. And this is something we kind of planned early on in my pregnancy to make for her. It's a book, so I wanted it to be a soft book. It's called Before There Was You. We took a lot of time and wrote it. We wanted it to tell the story of how God created her. He created Willow very specifically, and this is also telling the story of her grandparents and people that have come before her. In the book, it just outlines her grandparents so she can see pictures of them, and then her great-grandparents, and it also has pictures of her and me and Jordan. And then at the end, I put a little mirror so she can see herself. And so this was a special project to work on, probably one of my favorite things I've ever made. It was so special to be able to make this with Jordan, and I put it all together and I actually finished the night before I went into labor. I love that it's soft and crinkly and Willow can actually play with it and it's not too delicate. That was so perfect to just finish it right before I went into labor and have that for her. And that was 9 projects that I made in 9 months while I was pregnant for my daughter. I hope you were inspired by this video to even just make something to create and see how that enriches your life, because I can definitely attest that it's enriched mine, and it was so fun to have something to make during my pregnancy. So even if you don't make 9 projects in 9 months, even just making 1 or 2 throughout your pregnancy is just a really fun way to connect with your baby before they get here and make you even more excited for this new season. If you want any of the tutorials, just comment below. I would love to put together another video for you. I linked some of them below already, so be sure to check those out and subscribe, because on Mondays I release new videos. So I will see you next Monday.